I had someone tell me they were looking at an LT from Chevy and an SLE trim from GMC, so I figured that'd be a good video for you guys to kind of get an idea of these trucks. I borrowed these trucks from Jerry Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City and Jerry Seiner Buick GMC in South Jordan, Utah. Be sure to check out the inventory, a lot of trucks available. Frank is here and asked for Keith at the Chevy location. Let's get into the video. Here's the window sticker for the Silverado, and be sure to pause it for the standard equipment right here. Base price is right there, and this one is pretty decked out. So starting price all the way to MSRP is a total of $22,130 on options. So with that being said, this truck is nearly $80,000, but the GMC is not much better. This truck has a decent amount of standard equipment, and it's going to have a little bit more compared to the Chevy. But here's everything that's not standard. So you guys can see dual climate controls on there, 10-way seat, a few other things here that you guys pretty much will notice that don't come standard. But destination comes in at $1995 for both trucks, and this truck is $76,750. Now, as far as the MSRP pricing goes, it's not obviously apples to apples. So if you're looking for more apples to apples pricing, these trucks in their base form without options is $1,900. Now, starting off on the GMC, believe it or not, GMC gives you LED headlights, and these are full LEDs, turn signals, high and low beam, everything standard on this HD truck. Okay, down below you guys see these optional fog lights are LED, and this forward facing camera is an option too with a sprayer. But chrome front end, you can see it around the grill, on the bumper, black recovery hooks, and you can see that the trim pieces down below are more downgraded. Normally you see painted trim pieces like on the Denali, but on the SLE they're just more plasticky, right? But the grill doesn't have that in your face design as you would see like even on like a Denali 2, but that's why you get an SLE. You don't really care about all that stuff. Now, you guys saw on the Chevy, it had painted bumpers. Painted bumpers are not available on GMC. You cannot get it. Painted bumpers, painted grill, all that stuff is available on Chevy, however. Now, this is a Z71 Sport Edition package. Now, if you're looking for LED headlights in its basis form, you would have to go to a GMC because you have to opt for them on the LT trim level. So these are full LED just like its brother, and fog lights are reflective style, so slightly different design there. Black recovery hooks, and I think personally for the price point the Chevy makes more sense for me because I like the painted front bumpers and grill. It has a cooler look. A lot of the old heads will be like, screw all that, I don't want to pay for it, give me the GMC, it looks a lot better anyways, right? So it depends on what you're looking for. I think that the GMC is going to make more sense for more buyers, but for the younger generation, they're going for the Chevy. As far as the wheel and tire setup goes, both trucks come standard with 17-inch wheels. These are 18s, which are available on 20s too. These are the 20-inch wheels wrapped in a Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner AT 275/65/20. This is a 18, so 275/70/18. These are the Michelin LTX AT2s, I believe, and Rancho shocks, which are optional for both trucks. You get it with the X31 package on the GMC, Z71 package. It basically gives you like skid plates, downhill assist on both trucks. As far as the mirrors go, you guys can pretty much see the Chevy has painted trim around them, but they both have the lighting on the front here. Some of the badging too. You see the Duramax badge, and here it is for the Chevy. Also, more badging on the side. 2500 HD, although GMC puts it right here, so it says 2500 Sierra HD on the side. Painted door handles on both sides. Smart key system, which is going to be an option. You have to opt for these things. They still have the same bed steps on the side, same bed size. Nothing really changes on the cabs either. They're the exact same. 36-gallon fuel tank on both sides. The suspension is going to be the same. However, this does have the max trailering, so you have the 2 overloads right there, and you have that helper spring right here. You have 4 leads in the main pack. You see the bump stops too. Wax coating on both sides too. By the way, this Chevy does have the wheel well liner because of that Sport Edition package, but it just has the 5 leads with that helper spring down below there. More Rancho shocks too. Out back, one thing that's pretty cool about GMC is they do give you this tailgate standard. So this is the multi-pro tailgate for GMC, and then it's the multi-flex tailgate for Chevy. It is an option to get this tailgate on the Chevy, by the way. And if you push both buttons together, it pretty much breaks it into a step like that. And it's gonna be the exact same for the GMC. You guys can see down below too, they both are optional with these camera inputs for your trailer. You have a 7-pin. Both are gonna have a 342 rear end for the diesels, and this has a Michelin tire for the spare. And it's gonna be pretty much the exact same for the Chevrolet. Class 5 receiving hitches. They both have the option to have fifth wheel prep package. Bed lights are optional on both sides. Power in the bed right there. That power sliding glass is optional for both trucks. Now this Chevy does have the full LED taillights just like the GMC. Actually, I'm sorry, I lied. This actually has incandescent bulbs in here, but these are an option though, so these do not come standard. What you would see is these, which are not LED at all, so they're going to be incandescent bulbs. Here's just the back of the tailgate, parking sensors on both sides, and you guys can see the painted bumpers. Let's go ahead and talk about the powertrains. One last thing worth mentioning, you can get these wheel arches painted depending on what color you get for the exterior. Now, as far as the powertrain goes, they're identical for both trucks. So starting off, the 6.6 gas, known as the L8T, 401 horsepower, 464 pound-feet of torque. Also, you do have the Duramax. This is the Gen 2 L5P, more power and torque for this year, 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque, both sides, 10-speed Allison behind both engine options. Also, you can get PTO on the LT and SLE trim level. So if you need to run some type of equipment, if you decide to take off the bed or something like that, you do have that option with either truck. I said 342 rear end on both sides. It'll be a 373 for the gas engine, and Denso fuel pump and injectors on both sides. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. Here's the door for the GMC. Really nice styling. They give you soft touch here and on the side, up top. And this is a step up from a work truck, so just keep that in mind. Power windows, door locks. You can power fold the mirrors on both sides. Now, again, you gotta look at the option list. Some of these things are an option. Cloth seats, however, come standard on both trucks. You cannot get leather, however, for the GMC. But it is an option on the Silverado LT. Isn't that crazy? I really feel as though Chevy and GMC need to compete with each other, because in my humble opinion, it doesn't make sense when I see some of the options that are available. Now, you guys can see they went a different route with the design here. I actually like this better now that I see it side by side. Now, you still have the power folding mirrors. Now, you guys notice on SLE and SLT, you don't have power for tow mode. So if you're towing a trailer, you have to go out there manually and pull those mirrors out. But again, same story here. You have that nice soft touch here. Notice how in this truck, they both have the 10-way seats, including the lumbar support, tilt and telescoping steering wheel. You have some drive modes, things like that, automatic headlights, which pretty much come standard on all trim levels. But this truck does have a center console. Can you get a center console with the GMC? Let's go find out. Nope. Not available for SLE. You have to go up to an SLT. So really the way this truck is pretty much option. I probably should have brought an SLT, but the SLT really competes with the, see right there? LTZ. So in regards to that, this SLE value package is right here. It's $2,065. It's actually more money online, by the way, but it gives you the power seat with the lumbar and a few other things around the interior. It actually gives you a lot of stuff, like gives you the power plugs, all that good stuff, USBs in the back, but it does not give you a center console like that Chevy behind me. So yes, you pretty much have the same buttons here on the side. As you guys saw, you have those drive modes with tow haul. And let's go ahead and step inside. They do give you a grab handle. Notice how the roof is that gray color. Now, obviously, GM did the right thing. They give you this stitching around the interior that does kind of match that, so they try not to make people like me complain about it all the time. Now, when you get the SLE, you do get this new updated interior, 13.4-inch display. You have a 12-inch display here, push button start down below. This truck does have this optional dual climate control, heated seats, and it doesn't have a wireless charger because you have to get the center console for that. But yeah, USB's on the side, and like I said, this interior is actually the exact same as the Chevys, by the way, too. Someone actually pointed this out. You guys can see on the air vents here, this kind of mimics a bow tie, right? Someone was really upset about that on my video I did a long time ago showing this interior, because this is basically not the premium interior that GMCs get once you get to the AT4 and Denali. See right there? Pretty much the exact same design. So those are definitely bow ties. But as I said, pretty much the exact same screen layouts here. The only exception is this truck does have the center console. So you have that wireless charger right here. You have that power plug up front versus out back in that other truck, which is the GMC. Now, if this had the 6-passenger layout too, it'd be the same, right? But you have that same storage right there. This truck does have this too. So I don't believe on the SLE you can get that. So yes, there are definitely a few features on this LT that does kind of trump the GMC. But LED lights on both sides, you guys can pretty much see you have that lighter color roof, right? And you have that lighter color trimming on the stitching on the seats there. Now this seat is not perforated leather, so it's only heated. And as I said, I think I like the design here better on the Chevy. You guys can see the covers too, a little bit of storage there. Definitely, I would say, oh yeah, this truck has home link too, by the way. Definitely, I would say for the price, this is a really tough one. I think, again, I think GMC should offer some extra features on that truck to make it more advantageous to kind of steal some people from the Chevy, because the Chevy's definitely winning here, guys. I'm just being honest. I'm not sure if you guys noticed the home link on the GMC, but yes, this truck does have home link. But yeah, all this is gonna be the exact same. I'll show you guys this too. So it says here 2,643 pounds is the max for a bed camper. So if you want to put a camper that fits inside the bed, that's how much the capacity is for this truck. Let's go ahead and check it out for the Chevy. 2,393 pounds. Now this truck does not have the max trailering package. So when I show you guys the numbers on the door, if they have a 2,500 max trailering package here, I'll show that truck. I didn't mean to grab keys for this one. I meant to get a 3,500, but I grabbed 3 different keys and this is the only one I could find. And that's why I have this truck. But yeah, storage in the seat backs. Armrest is right here. And remember I told you about that power plug? It's back here instead of in the center console because this doesn't have the 5-passenger configuration. They have those extra USBs, which are an option too. And as I told you guys, that power sliding glass is an option too for both trucks. Now, same story. The only difference on these trucks is the center console out back. But yeah, when it comes down to it, I feel as though the Chevy won this one because of the price point. I would knock off the leather seats personally if I were looking at an LT. I like perforated leather personally, so that's one reason why I would do it. And I feel as though I would maybe just go ahead and jump to the LTZ because leather comes standard. So you can probably get this truck more in line with this GMC, and then you can add the max trailing to it, and it would still be a little bit more money, but you could save a little bit on the leather seats because the leather seats in this truck was $985 for the leather package. So I could substitute that for the max trailering and, you know, get a little bit more payload capacity. So let's go and finish off this video. Here is the numbers. Gross axle rating up front is going to be 5,600 pounds. One of my buddies, Matthew Anderson, he's going to say you could get the camper package, which would increase that to 6,000. Gross axle rating in the rear is 7,250. It does go up from 6,600 pounds. And then gross vehicle weight rating is going to be increased from 11,350 to 11,750. All in payload is 3,543 pounds. This is going to be a LTZ 2500 with the max trailering package. Now here's the payload on this truck, because that's all that really matters. All the numbers are going to be the exact same as you just saw on the GMC, so 3,523 pounds. So this truck is pretty much basic. It does have a sunroof, it does come standard with leather seats, but no running boards, 18-inch wheels, has spray and bed liner, and fifth wheel prep package. So it's pretty apples to apples with that GMC SLE. Now, if you don't get the max trailering, you guys see the gross fuel weight rating and the rear gross axle rating. They're lower, as I said. And then your payload's gonna be lower too. So 3,143 pounds versus the 3,500 pounds you guys just saw. Now, also, you saw the suspension. You also get a 12-inch ring gear with the max trailering versus 11.5. So yes, it makes sense to get that package. Maybe I'll do a comparison video with you guys, do a drive test, all that good stuff, acceleration, that way you have an idea of the differences. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. As I just said, the Chevy makes more sense if you're looking at an SLE and LT. That's if you're going to get that Z71 Sport Edition, because that's not available for the GMC. And I think for the price point, it just makes more sense.